We go on to creative design. Who here knows how to brainstorm? Who here does not know how to brainstorm? Okay, brainstorming is really important, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. How you brainstorm is important as well. This is the part where we begin to think about all the different things that are possible. And if you're working with a good team or people you like a lot, it's easier to come up with really interesting ideas. They may be terrible ideas, but they may be very interesting, and that's okay. From there, we start narrowing down to conceptual design. What are the potential solutions that we can make? So we might have a few different ones that look pretty good, but they may not work together. We might say, look, if we go down one path, we can't go down the other path. They're mutually exclusive. Or if we try to do both paths, they're very hard to do together. So we narrow down the concepts, and then we say, okay, we're going to pick something. At this phase, you might just say, let's pick whatever one we want to. Or you might have a process for picking a design. You might ask experts to help you pick which approach to take. You might do market research. You might do a whole bunch of other things to figure out which one you prototype. And lastly, the last step is verification. And I don't mean quality assurance. I don't mean does it work to this specification. Of course, we expect it to work as we want it to work. But I mean, do people like it? Can they use it? Do they want to use it? Is it emotionally and intellectually compelling? Does it make sense? Does it connect with people on these two levels? And that goes right down to very small things, to parts and cars. Goes to things that are consumer products and things that are less obvious in terms of being consumer products. And we have an end solution, but is it an end solution? Really? What solutions or products do you know that cannot be improved upon? Any ideas? That's pretty good. Maybe there is something out there, but I like the idea that we can improve on anything. So, end solutions mean if there's more room for improvement, we go back and do the whole process all over again. Let's map this to cooking dinner. Who here has cooked dinner? Who here has never cooked anything in their life? It's worth cooking. You'll like it. It will make you less hungry. So, let's start off. We're going to identify the needs. What is the underlying reason that we cook dinner? Hunger. Because we're hungry. What other underlying reasons could there be for cooking dinner? Other people are hungry. Yes.
Be a social occasion.
A social occasion.
Stay alive.
To stay alive. Yes. Maslow's hierarchy here. Not to play. To avoid a required dining plan, you need to cook. Okay, what else? To win or earn money. Do you mean on a TV show? Fantastic.
I like cooking.
You like cooking. It's an enjoyable experience. It's fun to do. It's creative. What else?
Boredom.
Boredom. I'm bored. What should I do? Watch TV? No. Play video games? No. Cook? Great. Why else would we cook?
To come up with like new dishes.
To come up with new dishes. To innovate on dishes. Why else? To impress someone. Who might you want to impress? A date, a boyfriend, girlfriend. Great. Jackie, okay. So Jackie has a date. And she's identified the needs. She's got to impress her date. We go on to an information phase. What in the world can help Jackie determine how to impress her date? Yes, so she's lost her voice here. And she said, what does he like to eat? Right, what does the date like to eat? Right, that's what we want to find out. So we're doing market research at that point to figure out about the preferences of our target audience. Emily?
What the date's allergic to?
What the date's allergic to. I would put that in step number 5.
What food is in season?
Food in season. Yes, we can be informed by what food's in season. And how would we find out what food is in season?
Grocery store or look online?
You can go to the grocery store. Now, tomatoes. Have you ever not been able to find a tomato at your grocery store? But they're not in season very long. But there are, so the question is if you want to get something that's in season and local perhaps, you can go to grocery stores, you could look online. A farmer's market, where the farmers who are local come over there and they'll let you know we've got lots of kohlrabi. Who here's ever used kohlrabi? Who's ever heard the word kohlrabi? Okay, so it's one of those things that farmers markets have lots of. What else? What's affordable? I might put that under our planning research and operational research there. Jackie. What do you know how to make? Knowledge. That's what we'll be limited by in planned research. But what else can inform our decision can also be that, which is I happen to know how to make these 4 things really well. So that's part of my research. What else? What else might we look to help us with planning a date for Jackie? Whether the date is vegetarian or not could inform us, so some market research.
What kind of date is it?
The kind of date. We're getting back to step 1. Tell me about this.
So it could be a very important occasion as far as like engagement, or it might be like a first date.
A first date, an engagement, and they might be different. So the first date may not have caviar and a diamond ring. It might. Might be pushing it a little bit much if you want the date to go more than 5 minutes. Okay, so yes, so first date and a anniversary date might be very different.
What tools you have to cook with?
Tools you have to cook with, yes. I might put that again under planned research, but information phase as well.
What Jackie likes to eat?
Yes, what you want to eat yourself. Jackie enjoys pasta and hates hamburgers. What about some resources that are available for research? Anne?
Get a cookbook to see what types of foods go well.
Cookbooks, absolutely. And she said to look at cookbooks to see what kinds of foods go well together. Most cookbooks don't tell you this. Interestingly, most cookbooks tell you how to cook a specific dish, but don't tell you what to cook it with. Some very good cookbooks do. I recommend Mark Bittman if you're cooking and you're in college. It's a great cookbook and tells you what to pair with it. What did you say? I heard something else. The internet, absolutely. And what might we Google?
The price of stuff at the store, recipes, what goes good with it, everything.
So we have recipes we could Google, the price of stuff at the store. Let's bring up Google for a second here. Okay. So let's bring this over and type in price of stuff at the store. And just slide it over. Great. And slide it over to the right a little bit, please. Jackie, do you like beer? Like beer, Jackie? Because if you do, this is a great thing to Google. Okay, what else might we Google? Thomas.
What does my date like to eat?
Let's Google, what does my date like to eat? On the board, 100 people surveyed, top answers. 10 foods you should never eat on a first date. Phenomenal. The person's not sure if they can eat chorizo. That is still not expired for another month. I'm glad they posted it on here, and it's the second result. What else should we Google? I'm sorry. Delicious food that's easy to cook. It's auto-completing. This is great, which I guess John has already been to. John is in charge or does a lot of work with the food at his fraternity house, and that makes a lot of sense. What else might we Google for what you should cook on a first date? How about, what should I cook on a first date? I have no idea what's going to come up.
Careful. Be careful.
But actually, go back to what should I cook on. Let's go back to what should I cook on. And hit space. A, letter A. Romantic dinner, first date, and date come up as the top 3 suggestions by Google. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go back to the slide, please. Yes, so this is pretty cool. Okay, we're getting a lot of information right now from Google. And we're up here to stakeholder phase now. Who are the stakeholders involved? Jackie. Who else? Her date. Who else might be stakeholders involved? People that sell food, absolutely. Yes. Her parents. If they don't like Jackie's date at all, make the pineapple upside down cake. But Mom, I can't make the.
Maybe anybody that shares the kitchen with Jackie?
People sharing the kitchen. There could be other stakeholders because maybe Jackie lives with other people, and she's like, "Hey, can you get out of the kitchen tonight?" They're like, "No, I've got a really important date. I'm making dinner." Two people making dinner dates at the same time. Okay. Planned research. What could we be limited by? What could Jackie be limited by? Cost. Right. So maybe the beluga caviar is prohibitively expensive for this date. Daniel. Experience. Cooking experience. I can boil water, but I can't make a bechamel sauce. Okay. Equipment. Yes. I have a pot to boil water in, but I do not own a toaster. Making toast is harder. Not impossible, but harder. Yes. Time. Oh my God, the date's in half an hour. I haven't even started dinner. I haven't been to the store. Calling Domino's. Okay. What else can be limited by?
Her date's dietary restrictions.
Yes, and I like that, actually, dietary restrictions in that phase. Stephanie? Yes, ingredients, if you can't find at the store. So sometimes you have to go to special markets to find certain kinds of special spices or something else. And if you can't get that at your local store, then you may not be able to get it at all. Or maybe you have to fly it in or mail order it or something. Okay, this is good.